Today's video opens on a highway that seems calm, with light traffic and clear lanes. But suddenly, something unexpected happens. Let's take a closer look and see what we can learn from this surprising moment on the road. Violent collision unfolded between two massive semi-trucks. One was speeding, heavily loaded with cargo, when up ahead, another truck signaled to turn left. There was no time to slow down. The impact was brutal. The heavy goods crashed into the cab with devastating force. The front of the truck was nearly crushed beyond recognition. But in the midst of chaos, fate showed mercy. A nurse happened to be passing by on her way to work. Without hesitation, she rushed to the scene to give emergency aid to the victims. We can only hope that everyone involved makes it through safely. Oh, my goodness. A truly heart-stopping moment. Horror unfolding right before our eyes. On a crowded road with vehicles speeding by, motorbikes were weaving recklessly through the narrow gaps between massive trucks. The car with the dash cam wisely slowed down, unable to squeeze through. But the motorbike behind wasn't paying attention. It crashed straight into the back of the motorbike. The rider was thrown to the ground, landing right in the path of oncoming trucks. Oh no. In this case, a collision was almost inevitable. A tanker truck had parked right at a T-junction, blocking the view for drivers approaching the intersection. That blind spot turned into a real danger zone. Where you park matters. Drivers must stay aware and responsible to protect not just themselves, but everyone on the road. Unbelievable. How could anyone drive so recklessly? The driver was speeding outrageously and crashed straight into a parked car in someone's driveway. Both vehicles were left mangled, and the front door of the house was smashed beyond recognition. But what's truly unforgivable was his reaction. No apology, no concern. He simply reversed, fled the scene, and vanished. Absolutely disgraceful. No way. Just 1 second. That's all it took. 1 second of lost control, and everything shattered. A small car swerved on the highway and crashed into a container truck traveling in the same direction. The collision was catastrophic. The massive truck flipped over, torn apart. The car crushed beyond recognition. twisted metal, shattered glass. A haunting, heartbreaking scene. It's the kind of moment that leaves a scar in your mind. Truly devastating.
Up.
Oh my god, he's gonna hit this car.
Yo. I'm waiting for it.
Oh my god, no! 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 You're an idiot! Oh my god! No! 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 You're an idiot! Oh my god!
I can't help but wonder, why was the beautiful woman in the video just sitting in her car, waiting for something to happen? And why didn't she try to warn the truck driver that a collision was coming from behind? Just one small action could have changed everything. Oh my goodness. A reckless overtake led to a serious accident. The driver began overtaking right in a no-passing zone. With a long line of vehicles ahead, he ended up almost entirely in the opposite lane. A devastating collision was inevitable, and it hit hard.
Mud.
This was pure chaos on wheels. The driver darted through lanes like a man possessed. No control, no caution, no care for the lives around him. It's hard not to wonder, was he under the influence? Or just completely disconnected from reality? The car was a ticking time bomb, and the crash a reckless U-turn right at a green light. How could anyone be so careless? That sudden maneuver led to a collision, and the result? Well, it was painfully clear. A simple moment of thoughtlessness, and the consequences were inevitable. The out-of-control car shot forward and then swerved violently, slamming into the side of the road. A harsh reminder. Controlling your speed and steering isn't optional. It's everything. Without it, disaster is just one moment away. The vehicle was left badly damaged. A chilling result of one mistake behind the wheel.
You don't want to do that.
Once again, a car lost control, crashing violently into the vehicles beside it. The force of the impact was so severe, one of the cars flipped over completely. A terrifying scene. All we can do now is hope and pray that everyone involved is safe. Oh, what a brutal crash. The front ends of both vehicles were completely shattered. Twisted metal, glass everywhere. An utterly devastating impact. Oh, what on earth is going on with the driver of that silver car? Reckless driving, speeding, dangerous overtaking, and then completely losing control. A crash was inevitable. Truly disgraceful and irresponsible.
Мы, ну вот как солид едем, да? Вдруг едем прямо туда. И справа сейчас перед носом будет все, короче. И вот там будет вот тут. Да, привью, все, короче. Тут мы сядем, там музыку и дорогу.
Oh no. No way. That was terrifying. Absolutely dangerous. The man on the motorbike wasn't paying attention as he approached the pedestrian crossing. He slammed straight into a woman who was simply trying to cross the street. Poor lady. The impact looked brutal.
But if you need it, make sure. Mom, I know you know. And you call us every day. You be good.
Buddy.
Her dad said, "Have my heart. You need us, you call. Doesn't matter the time." Her father looked genuinely on the verge of tears. This was the worst. Bells did not cry. Bells did not show feeling. Just had to stop. Remember.
At first, all eyes were on the small car signaling to turn onto another road. But no, the real shock came from behind. A vehicle speeding far too fast failed to slow down in time. In a desperate attempt to avoid the turning car, it swerved hard, crossing into the oncoming lane. And then, a violent crash. Hayes, please control your speed. It's not just your life on the line. That little car. What was going on? Was there something wrong with its brakes? Because otherwise, why was it speeding like a maniac, completely out of control? It came flying down the road and slammed head-on into an oncoming vehicle. The front was nearly crushed into pieces. But somehow, by a stroke of luck or mercy from above, the man inside the hit car didn't seem to suffer serious injuries. Oh my goodness.
Там два і
Новенька квартира. А ще кредит на 20 років. Це божевілля.
Ну і що?
Розкажи друзям. Біжимо купувати.
Оце, блядь, міста мало. Оло, диви. Вставай, побігли. Мало. Оло, диви. Вставай, побігли.
A small car was speeding down the road, clearly trying to overtake the vehicle ahead. But the driver misjudged the distance and slammed hard into the car in front, traveling in the same direction. The impact was so intense that the car flipped over completely. After the moments of shock, bystanders rushed toward the scene, trying desperately to help those trapped inside. We can only pray that fate shows mercy and keeps everyone involved safe. It seemed the man on the motorbike was in a rush, speeding and recklessly running a red light. But fate caught up with him. He slammed into a passing car, his body hurled onto its roof before crashing down onto the pavement. It was a terrifying sight. And yet, in what felt like a miracle, he appeared to escape serious injury and was able to get up and walk away. Oh my goodness. This video is packed with moments that demand serious reflection. At first, our attention is drawn to the red car recklessly speeding down the road. But then, things take a shocking turn. A white pickup truck suddenly swerves and cuts in without any warning. In a split second, it crashes into the car with the dash cam. But the horror doesn't stop there. A motorbike behind the dashcam vehicle couldn't brake in time, slamming straight into the rear. And just when you think it's over, the bike ricochets into a car in the next lane and crashes to the ground. The motorcycle becomes trapped under the vehicle and is dragged along the road. The man on that bike looked like he was staring death in the face. With the weather turning bad, rain, cold, and strong winds, the roads became dangerously slick. A car lost control and skidded, crashing straight into a traffic light pole. What made it even more terrifying was that a woman had been standing right next to that pole. It could have ended in tragedy. Yet somehow, miraculously, she was unharmed. What a relief. Another heart-stopping moment. A car lost control, veering off the road and plowing straight through the grassy median before slamming into a residential home at terrifying speed. The impact was massive. Moments later, a man came rushing out of the crash site, clearly shaken. Let's take a look at what happened from another camera angle. Oh my God, this might just be what it looks like when sheer luck saves a life. He escaped death by mere inches. The white car was speeding recklessly, overtaking on the right, dangerously close to the edge of the road. Unable to judge the distance, the driver slammed straight into a parked motorbike, sending it flying. Just inches away, and he would have hit a pedestrian walking nearby. But the most shocking part? He didn't stop. No hesitation, no remorse. He fled the scene without a trace. A similar heart-stopping situation unfolded. At an intersection, a car signaled to turn, but made the move suddenly without checking for quickly oncoming traffic on the main road. The result? A collision was inevitable. But thankfully, a woman standing just nearby on the sidewalk was not caught in the crash. What a close call. At another intersection, late at night, a speeding car lost control and crashed violently into a residential home. But what happened next was even more shocking. A woman, believed to be the driver, quickly jumped out of the car and fled the scene. She seemed panicked and terrified. Still, this kind of reaction must be questioned. Running away after causing such damage is never the right thing to do. The car lost control, swerving and braking hard again and again, weaving dangerously through a crowded roadway. But in a stroke of luck, after a tense struggle, the driver managed to bring the vehicle to a stop safely, without harming anyone else on the road. That's the final crash in today's video. Let it be a reminder, stay alert, drive safely, and look out for one another. Follow our channel for more real stories and driving lessons. We hope you continue growing into a skilled and responsible driver. Until next time, stay safe on every road you travel, and thank you for watching.